Short answer is I don't think Mookie did do anything because I went out there and I asked my dad. And he looked at me. I don't know. So
I see the score is still 1-1, so I'm guessing he didn't do a whole lot.
No, probably. The first inning, there were like 2 line drives. Like Acuña and Freeman hit these back-to-back shots, and the AL outfielders Garcia and Arozarena both made incredible catches. Like first 2 batters of the game.
So it's not as easy as it looked on the.
No, it was probably like fly out to right, fly out to left, but it was pretty exciting 2 plays.
Hello everybody. Welcome to Blabbin Bout Slabbin.
Everybody's
here on Tuesday night, All-Star night. Chris, you're in familiar surroundings, yet different.
Yes, I'm back in Charlotte. My parents just keep aging, so I feel like I should be here to mark the occasions. So yeah, again, be forewarned, the Wi-Fi may get a little spotty due to some extracurricular internet habits that someone in my family have.
Your dad's watching the All-Star game now, right? So
he is, but his cell phone was right there. So I mean, I don't know. What would you rather watch? It's a tough question.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. But
Shelly the Turtle, thanks for joining us. Shout out Adolfo's.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure who that is.
I don't know. But
Adolis.
Adolis. Yes, Adolis robbing Acuña.
Yes.
Right? There's no way he saw that ball. He was staring like directly into the sun. There's no way he saw it the last like second. And somehow he got exactly where his glove needs to be. So fantastic catch.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, right?
Oh, for sure. Oh, I'll take that all the time.
Hello, Collector's Dream. Welcome. Ohtani National 2023, the official name of this year's show. Do you mean for the All-Star game or our Blabbin? Because we pretty much talk about Ohtani all the time, but
yeah, it's hard to not talk about Ohtani. It really is.
You can't help it. Yeah, so we'll definitely touch on Ohtani, but the other thing we wanted to talk about, one of the biggest releases of the year, is coming out soon.
Yep.
Oh, the Chicago show, the National, right?
It's too far for us. We're on the West Coast. We can't do that. Yeah, Reyes was 2 for 2 last I saw.
Yeah.
So here, I think JD Martinez was also 2 for 2. Those are probably your 2 front runners. Someone's going to hit a home run late in this game to win it.
Yeah, and they'll get the award.
Probably.
Yeah, the National is going to be very interesting timing because it's like right before the trade deadline. So who knows? He could be traded while National's going on.
Oh my God. I can't imagine strolling into the National as a dealer and you have like 15 Ohtani rookies to sell, like some autos or something. You're going to go home with a new car or a new house.
Yeah. Talk to Tatis. If you're not talking about Ohtani, you're not watching baseball. That about sums it up.
Yeah. And I will say credit to your username. Tatis was the biggest all-star snub of the year by far. There's just no excuse for him not being there. No. It doesn't make any sense.
No. It does not make any sense.
I teased toward the end of last week that I picked up a big Acuña card. So I should start with that because it'll be quick.
Sure. Yes. You want to explain the circumstances why you don't have the card with you?
Yeah, I don't have the card with me because I want to travel with it. Something about taking like a really nice, fancy baseball card through airport security, and then it was too much. I felt much safer with it being at home. My wife, I'm sure, was using it as a coaster.
Yes.
Rushed in and rescued it for me.
Yeah, there were some watermarks on here I have to get off real quick. But
thankfully, it was slab.
When you mentioned traveling with cards, have you noticed that a lot of people do that, or you see that on IG where they go to a game and then they're holding up the card at the game?
I do. I've seen that.
It seems like kind of a trend. I don't know. I mean,
I don't get it. I don't get that at all. I mean, if I'm at a baseball game, I don't know. I'd be just afraid I would get drunk and put it down somewhere, or it's my pocket.
Sit on the slab, you drop it. Yeah.
No way. Oh, yeah.
Snell got snubbed. Snell lives in Seattle. Oh, man. Even worse. It would have been a hometown game for him.
Yeah. I mean, those 2 guys, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain why they're not there. And some of the guys that are there in their stead.
Yeah.
But it's just an all-star game. But, yeah, it stinks it's not on their credentials, you know?
All right. So, for your Acuña card, you want to introduce it?
Yeah. So it's a big card. People argue that it's one of his best rookies. It's not cheap, and the pop is fairly high. I think they're about 300 produced, somewhere in the realm of 250 to 300. Yeah. So I basically sold 3 cards to be able to afford this card. A Stadium Club Auto Rookie, which I sold to Maximum Freed Cards on Instagram. Check out his account. A lot of good Brave stuff on there. Oh boy, I'm blanking. Oh yeah, a second year, the 2019 Topps Black in a PSA 10. That was actually the last card. That was the big one that sort of got me over the hump. And and the Stadium Club. I sold one of my Stadium Club rookie PSA 9s. And those are, those are hard for me to let go. I passionately love those cards. So those 3 added together, I was able to pick up. Jeff, if you want to hold it up, and I think somebody just mentioned it and guessed right. But yeah. I mean, the Stadium Club has way fewer, but the Sapphire, it's the only chrome version of this image. It's just a phenomenal card. I'm really, really excited to have it.
Look at those grades too.
Yeah, the really high subgrades. And as much as I was thinking about cracking it out or crossover grading it, I'm probably just going to leave it right where it is.
Oh, it looks great.
Yeah, looks great. The thing is just incredible, and it's cool because, like I was saying, he's got his bat down rookie is his first flagship card, and then for whatever reason, Topps just didn't use it in Chrome. I have no idea why.
Oh.
A collector's dream. Thank you very much.
Huge card.
It's sort of satisfying to sell Acuna to buy Acuna.
Right.
In both the sense that I built a collection, and also in the sense I don't get strangled by my wife for a bunch of money just disappearing from our checking account. So it's nice both ways. But
Lincoln has the Ohtani and the Judge Sapphire. Acuna is a must get. Yeah, it sounds like you got a couple nice ones. The Acuna, I agree, it is a must get.
Yeah, for sure. It's the one where the image is just spectacular. Like the fact that there's no chrome, there's no gold parallel, there's no red parallel, there's no it's nuts. I do not know what Topps was thinking in 2018, but I feel like you could just take that statement and change the date to pretty much any point in time.
Agreed.
But really excited to have that card. Very, very happy. Been a long
time. So besides your pickups this week, you wanna tell a little bit about what we got to do yesterday as part of the All-Star Game festivities?
You want to briefly talk about the other card?
Oh, sure. You want to do our other pickup first?
Sure.
All right. So here's another pickup.
And Lincoln Oliver, yeah, thank you. It's cool. There's a 10 surface subgrade, which just seems insane to me. That any Chrome card could possibly have a 10 surface grade seems nuts.
Yeah.
It means obviously I didn't touch it with my sweaty, disgusting hands. But Jeff and I also picked up another card on the opposite end of the baseball card spectrum. This was definitely a low end buy, but we love the card.
I'm going to take it out of it.
Coming up. Yeah. Look at the shine on that bad boy. So that's a 2014 Adrian Beltre Atomic Chrome Refractor. And those are, if I'm not mistaken, Jeff, that's numbered out of 10?
They are numbered out of 10. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I love the image on that. It's cool. I love images of players like celebrating with teammates. For some reason, those pictures really, it puts a smile on my face.
Yeah.
That's just a really cool card. I'm not sure, Jeff. I should have looked it up before. Is he on the January Hall of Fame ballot, or is it January? Is it 2024 or 2025?
I can't remember. If anybody out there can remember if he's coming up for this year or next year. In any case, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the best hitting third basemen of our generation for sure.
Yeah, and he's one of those players that every other player really likes. He's not a Jose Bautista, we'll say, but those early Chrome Atomics are just spectacular. It's near blinding.
Yeah, so if you've been following us at all, in addition to some of the big modern cards of Ohtani and Acuna that we're trying to pick up, we're also trying to pick up some low pop, generally early career cards. This one, in Beltre's case, it's later in his career, but cards of some future Hall of Famers.
Yeah, we like going after like early Topps Black parallels, early Topps Chrome Golds, or in this case, Top Chrome's Atomic when they're numbered out of, which I think is like, when was this? Maybe like 12, 13, 14, 15, something like 2024. Thank you, Shelly the Turtle. So it's next January.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything low numbered, like even reds on Chrome, like those early Hall of Fame ones are so cool. You just barely ever see them.
like Pujols and even Cabrera, we've been picking up a lot of.
Oh yeah.
That's early black stuff. So yeah, this goes along well with that, and it gives us the ability to still buy even when we're just not saving up for a high end card.
Yes.
Talked to Tatis going to Seattle for 2 Padres games next month and looking forward to it. Yeah, it looks like a beautiful ballpark. I've never been there. I was at the old Kingdome, which was not a great ballpark, but this one looks pretty nice.
Yeah, the city is really cool too. If you get a chance, Jeff and I were just in Seattle very, very briefly. The closest thing we the closest thing to a tour that we took was we checked out both airport Motel 6s.
Yes,
which which I will not outright say you shouldn't do, but there's probably a better way to spend your time.
There probably is a better way to spend your time, but to know that there's 2 Motel 6s at the Seattle airport just gives you an idea of how many people are traveling, going in and out of Seattle and staying there.
Yeah, if you are going up there, I highly recommend. There's a subway that leaves a subway station in the airport that'll take you straight north up to where like all the fun stuff is, the ballpark and the city center, where like Pike Street, all that cool stuff. So yeah, take that. Ubers are expensive. We found that out.
Yeah, and it's a pretty long way. It's a pretty good distance from SeaTac.
Yes, the airport is not in the city center.
Lakin, I alternate between a vintage rookie card Hall of Famer and then a modern stud like Acuña. Ohtani keeps things diverse. All modern or all vintage is not as fun, in my opinion. I think it seems like a great strategy and a good way to stay involved in all aspects of the hobby.
Yes, diversification is something that's been screamed at me by someone in my household who was getting annoyed at the constant flow of Freeman and Acuna cards into my house.
But I believe that voice also berated you for not buying more Ohtani.
Yes. So. Yes, excellent point. Yeah, there's a lack of consistency in my coaching, we'll call it.
Well, it just should be buy a lot of the cards that are going to go up.
Right.
And don't buy as many of the cards that are going to go down.
Yeah, I mean, that's very simple, right? When you put it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, maybe that's what we should do going forward. Only buy cards that are going to go up.
Yeah. I don't know why we weren't following this advice in the first place, Jeff, but it's
pretty clear.
But then I think we have to sell those cards after they go up if we are going to complete the rules that she wants us to go by. And that's the hard step.
Yeah, it is a hard step to sell. Unless, like in your case, when you picked up this Grail Acuna, you sold other Acuñas to get it, so it feels like that's good.
I'm driving over Menorca, Seattle occasionally.
Jimi Hendrix Museum. There you go. That's something.
Yeah. If you've seen the Museum of Pop Culture, that was pretty fun to walk through as well. There's a lot of really cool Nirvana and Pearl Jam stuff in there. I don't know how old you are, but if you grew up in the 90s, 80s, 90s like I did, you really would enjoy the Nirvana Pearl Jam stuff that's in that museum. Highly recommended. But you need a few hours to get through it. What was I going to say? Yeah. Oh, you're 61. All right, so yeah, I think you're definitely familiar with Nirvana and Pearl Jam. Check out the Pop Culture Museum. You won't be disappointed. And if you are, feel free to come on in a couple weeks and tell us that we're nuts. Oh, you actually see them live?
A musical? Oh, nice.
Oh, man, I wish I have not. Obviously, didn't get a chance to see Nirvana live. But, yeah, seeing Eddie Vedder would be really cool.
Well, they're still out there touring.
Yeah. All right, so before we get into what we hated and didn't like about Topps Chrome, the checklist, let's
maybe what we loved.
There's some stuff on the checklist I'm excited to see. I'm not gonna lie, and I think there's some stuff on there that's really great.
Yeah.
But the last 48 hours, Jeff and I took a unplanned trip up to Seattle. We got to participate in eBay's collector camp. And that was really fun. And I was surprised the amount of baseball we actually got to play in this facility. We were fielding ground balls. We were pitching off a mound. We were hitting off with pitch tracks and hitting off a tee and seeing where our shots were going to go.
Yeah, they held it at the Mariners training facility. So they had a lot of really good big league stuff. It was great. It was a lot of fun. We got to meet a lot of the people that they had running the games were like college baseball kids. And it was a great time.
Yeah, I will say my throwing elbow is a little tender to the touch, Jeff. I'm not going to lie. It's just slightly tender. Yeah. Yeah, maybe a few throws.
A few too many of these.
Yeah.
Chris hit a 120 exit velocity line drive. Yeah. I feel like we were right in that ballpark, triple digits.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, it might have been closer to that. Was you're either reading kilometers or that was the speed of the disc in my spine ejecting itself.
Or it could have been a decimal point between the 2 and the 0.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Lakin, I appreciate that. Yeah, hit the like and subscribe, you guys. We really appreciate all the support you've given. And thanks, PJ, for the compliment. We're glad that you watch and enjoy some of the stuff we do. We love to talk baseball and baseball cards. So the fact that we can do it here and have a conversation with all of you makes it that much better. So
yeah, our family members have zero interest in this. So the fact that we have this outlet once a week that we can sort of get this out of our system, it's great for everyone involved.
Yes.
I really tell a quick story when Jeff and I decided to do this. Right before we were leaving, we left Sunday night. My wife was like, listen, there's 2 things you have to do while you're on this trip with Jeff. So we were going to be gone for less than 48 hours. All right. She knows me well. She knows Jeff well. The 2 things were, 1, don't do anything inappropriate. And 2, don't annoy Jeff. I'm like, I told my wife, like, why would I even go? Why should I even go? Like, that's my playbook. Like, that's what I got. Those are my 2 moves. And maybe I'll just stay home. Like, I don't know what to do.
It was a great trip. And yeah, when I got back home, hi, Kai. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Yeah, when I got home, my wife said, well, so how was it? Is Chris a good travel buddy? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, well, see, you don't need me anymore. I'm like, well.
Yeah, that's a big leap. Let's Oh, I don't know. I'm pretty sure Jeff would tell me. He would phrase it. There might be a chuckle at the end, like as if it were a joke, but I'm pretty sure he would tell me.
No, we managed to get through without any inappropriate comments made or loud swearing, even when we took a fastball off the hands or fielding ground balls. I think we did pretty well.
I let one F-bomb fly. I don't know
you
if
did.
I popped up one of the soft tosses, and I don't. Thankfully, there was no camera in the vicinity, but the dude throwing the soft
kid laughed.
Yeah, he thought it was pretty funny. So that's good. Then I was asked to leave.
Talking to Teese, if we had my family's interest, we are still at 0%. All right, yes. I just passed 11,000 baseball cards on eBay. Holy cow.
Oh, my God.
Baseball cards is my store name. All right, we're going to check it out. So it's double. It's baseball cards.
I mean, that's easy to remember. I like that. Yeah, we'll check that. We'll check out that eBay seller.
Thoughts on Paul? How do you say his last name again?
Skeens.
Going number 1.
Yeah, I don't think you could get the top 2 guys. You couldn't go wrong either way.
It was flipping a coin.
Yes, yeah, it's awesome for the Pirates, and he shouldn't take long. He might be there in 2025 on opening day.
Yeah, that Pirates team, they've got a lot of young talent. If they could stay healthy, get some pitching around it, they'll be competitive for 2 years before they lose all their good players to a big market.
Yeah, give Brian Reynolds, make him glad he signed that deal to stay. Yeah. So they can get a stud in the middle and a stud on the mound and a stud in center field. It's a good start.
Yeah.
But yeah, his teammate for the Nationals looks like a great pick too. And if you have a chance to look up Max Clark, who was the 3rd overall pick for the Tigers, look up his high school stats. It's absolutely absurd.
Yes. Chris was reading me some of his high school stats. I think in 120 plate appearances, his OBP was over 800. He was just
over 800. He walked his senior year. He walked 53 times and struck out 5 times.
Yeah. Can you imagine being one of the guys that struck him out? That's like your sports highlight of your life for sure.
Yes.
You're going to tell your kids and grandkids. I was one of those strikeouts.
That's tattooed across my chest. Like the date strikeout, probably like
struck him out.
Of him swinging through the last pitch. 100%.
All right. Absolutely. I thought I was going to say something else. Oh, yes. If anybody wants to see some of the highlights of Chris and I taking ground balls and hitting some balls, check out our stories and our posts on IG. Again, Chris is Baseball Card Addict, and I'm My Favorite Cardboard on IG. So check out those stories and images. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it really was. I was disappointed, honestly, the exit velocities that we were able to get. I was bummed we didn't get over 80 miles per hour. I really was. We're hitting off a tee. But
Yeah,
I mean,
I
still,
think one thing I noticed when I finished is I needed to stand closer to the plate because when I saw that the college coach, the kid coaching, he was telling people get closer because while you're hitting straight out, you can really get close and pull it where you feel like it's going foul, but you can still get really high exit velocity that
yeah,
way.
it's all about the exit velocity. Yeah,
Next
yeah.
time,
Like I was getting nice like line drives up the middle like over and over, but the guy was like, no, like pull it into the ground over here, and the speed goes up. I'm like, but the computer screen says I'm out.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, the hit tracks was pretty great. You feel pretty good if
yeah,
you hit a triple, get a single up the middle, hit a double to the gap. That's
sure.
cool. We need to invest in one of those Blabbin Bout slab and hit tracks.
Yeah, man. We got to up the subscribers before we can make
Yeah,
purchases like that, Jeff.
that's true.
But all right, so let's get into 2023 Topps Chrome because the
Yes,
check
so
is
I
out.
believe the release date is July 26th. Is that correct? It's still July 26th.
I'm going to assume you're the detail guy, Jeff. I'm going
Okay,
to
that was the last I heard. It hasn't been pushed as far as I know. So we're looking at 2 weeks from today, right? Yeah,
sure.
roughly.
Yeah. It hasn't been pushed yet, but we can tentatively say either July 26th or November 18th. It'll be one of
Right.
those two.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, the checklist is out. All the inserts are out. You can see who the rookie autos, all the autos are, everything. They released all of it, and some. Assuming everything they've released is in the product. Yeah, Michael. Yes, Shelly the Turtle. We briefly touched on that. That is my ultimate going into this season. I love Michael Harris. Obviously, Michael Harris is second. There's one card of his I wanted to buy. I assume the reigning Rookie of the Year, who will have rookie cards in 2023, would have an SSP in Topps Chrome. That's the only card of his I wanted to get,
Yeah.
and yeah, he doesn't have one. So that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
Maybe they made the decision after he had like a real crappy April. I don't know,
Yeah.
but that's a bummer. That's a
That's
really big.
perplexing. Yeah, because are there five again? There's five
There's
again this
five.
year.
Yeah, yeah. But I feel like they've been mixing in some retired guys. They usually do like a legend, maybe a one all star or one current superstar, and then two rookies. And that's sort of been
Yeah.
what they've been going with. But this year, there's just five rookies.
And not one of them is Harris.
Michael Harris is the reigning NL MVP.
Inexplicable.
That's it because they put the Mets catcher that Alvarez has one.
Yeah.
That's come on. But I'm guessing the Corbin Carroll SSP is probably going to be like the number one card in the whole set. Like that's probably the biggest draw. Besides the autos, that's going to be the biggest card.
Yeah.
But it'll be really fun on theoretically July 26th or July 24th.
Yeah, 26th.
Yeah, it'll be really fun to start seeing breakers break and see when the first SSP shows up. I think the first Wander Franco SSP didn't show up and for like almost 2 weeks. I feel like.
Yeah, people were wondering if it was even not left out of the product.
Yeah, which was cool because that's how you knew it's super rare.
Yeah,
like it took a long time to surface.
Yes. Also, what people will be looking for is the Taco Fractor. A lot of talk about this. The Taco Fractor, for those of you who haven't heard, is a new refractor that Topps Chrome is putting in the product. It's numbered to 5. I don't know. I guess it's another chase card. I don't know if they just tacos are somebody's favorite food there that's putting together this list, but it'll be interesting to see those get pulled if and when they do.
I don't know. I just don't. I feel like when I first heard about the Taco Fractor, all I could think about is if you're familiar with Jim Gaffigan, the stand-up comedian, he has a very famous bit about Hot Pockets. And I just feel like the way he says Hot Pocket is kind of how I hear Taco Fractor in my head. And when he talks about a Hot Pocket, which is just a Hot Pocket inside a Hot Pocket, that's kind of how I feel about these Taco Fractors. They're, at this point, Topps is pretty much just laughing in our face. I mean, like, you idiots, like, we'll put anything on a card, and you morons will go chase for it. So I refuse to own a Taco Fractor. I will not buy one. I will not chase one. If I pull one, I'll give it away to someone who has no interest in baseball.
Speaking of pulling, you think you're gonna rip any of this?
No, that I was speaking out of my ass right there. I absolutely.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that.
No, I was looking at the. Hold on, I wrote some notes here. The parallels are absolutely absurd in this product. Oh, by the way, I think we're showing the turtle. You asked if I was going to go Golden Mirror SSP for Michael Harris. I think probably I'll try to look for a really clean looking Topps Black. Although I don't really like the flagship image.
No, it's kind of a weird photo choice.
Yeah, because he doesn't catch that ball.
Yeah.
Like someone did the math and or did the research and found the video where they got that exact play from. It's like a pop up against the Pirates, I think. He doesn't even make that catch. I don't know why they would use that image.
Yeah, talking Tatis, negative number cards either. Stupidity at its finest. So I noticed that those are still on the checklist. Are we getting them?
I don't know. The frozen fractors?
Yeah.
Topps made a really big deal about announcing that. Like they thought that was going to be
right.
Thing that would get people really excited.
Numbered to -5 out of 0, I believe, is their counting system. But then they kind of went away, so I don't know if those are going to be in here or not. Then they were talking about the Taco Fractor. No Jordan Walker or Volpe for the Chrome image variations either.
I mean, maybe there's no Volpe because all the pictures they got of him, he was striking out. I mean, I don't know. What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. It's gone. Yeah, it's gone. Oh, well, whatever that was. Oh, yeah, the frozen fractors. When Topps made that announcement, it reminds me of when our Moreno made the announcement that he wasn't going to sell the Angels.
Right.
It's two big announcements they thought were going to be like, yes, I can't wait for. And instead, people were like, why are you doing this? Like, why? No one's asking for this.
Yes, it was a huge announcement from Topps. They're like, we're going to make a big announcement. Everybody pay attention. Everybody stay tuned. And then they released that frozen fractor, and everybody's like, wait, are you joking? Is it April 1st? Let me look at the calendar.
No, the Harris SP the Showing the Turtle, the Golden Mirror SP has been shown, but his Topps Chrome SP, no. So that would be my backup. If it wasn't a speckle, I would just try to find like a gold parallel of that. But I don't know. I can't get into the speckles. I just can't.
No, you hate the speckles.
I just can't. But I was looking at the list of parallels, Jeff, and it's just ridiculous. Like a couple of years ago, we never had to deal with a magenta refractor, but now we have a magenta refractor and also a magenta speckle.
What is magenta out of, by the way?
I don't know.
Is it numbered?
Out of my circle of interest, but the number-wise, I don't know. There's a purple speckle, a purple sonar. I mean,
what?
Sonar refractor? What is that? Why? An aqua lava. There's a blue sonar and a green sonar. Who needs these things? Why are they doing this to us?
Well, we know why. Because they're bumping up the print run. They're flooding us with these extra parallels, so it feels like we're getting hits, but the value is really not there.
No, absolutely not at all.
Magenta? All right, well.
Yeah, I mean, I think all this does, it just makes the golds, the reds, and the blues more valuable.
Yeah.
It just builds the haystack up.
It even makes the secondary ones more desirable. Like orange and green. Makes those even more desirable than these newfangled ones. So
yeah, I should have said orange as well. I would even go a step further and say it makes like X-fractors more valuable because at least there's history of X-fractors.
Yeah.
I would take a base refractor, a well-centered base refractor, God willing, over any of the ones I just mentioned. Over magenta speckle, purple sonar, aqua lava. Just give me a nice, clean base refractor, and I'd be happy with that.
I do wonder how centering's going to be. Like, if we compare it to last year, remember the debacle that the centering was last year? I wonder if they've got some sort of quality control.
Yeah, I don't know, because it seemed like last year that the person in charge of centering just walked around in golf shoes on all the cards because we got off-centered cards just dimpled to hell and back. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not breaking any of this. I will obviously watch very intently while other people break it. I can't wait to see it. But
yeah, I want to. What was the product that Scotty B just did that he did a video about the return on?
Sterling.
Okay.
Stop Sterling.
So Sterling is a $1,000 a box product, but Scotty B did a great a great video about expected return, and he watched 100 boxes being broken. And it's incredible to see the sheer number of boxes that don't come anywhere close to getting the value, even if you get some of the chase cards in the product.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. In 2020, we ripped a bunch of boxes, and we really didn't get much of anything. And then we bought, some guy sold us 2 Yordan Alvarez autos, and I think we bought those 2 for less than we paid for 1 box.
Right. And you imagine if we had gotten out of the box, we would have been celebrating like there
was.
Yeah.
If we got one of those, we'd been like, we won.
Yes.
Get the calculator out.
So it's going to be interesting to see when this stuff gets broken, at what price point it goes for, and then what people are able to recoup on that.
Now, I saw a question out there.
Yeah.
Do we think possible Topps is just responding to demand?
Yeah.
And not just flooding us.
Do you have any suggestions instead of these weird colored numbered cards? I don't know. That's that would be a great topic for an entire show. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like what Fanatics did when they came in is they said, well, we're going to look at the Topps product line and we're going to get rid of a bunch of the products that nobody wants, or the less desirable products.
Yeah.
And then they were going to have tiers of products that some are low end, some mid end, some high end. And I feel like they should go in that direction instead of just taking Topps Chrome and watering it down and making it a low end product at sort of a mid end price. I feel like that they should not print as many.
Yeah. Yeah, I would rather than pull half those parallels out and just raise the price a little bit, because they already dropped the number of autos. The price should have come down.
Yes.
If I understand correctly, the price for our hobby jumbos and hobby boxes is down.
It did come down quite a bit. Yeah.
Instead of 2 autos in hobby and 5 in jumbo, it's now 1 in hobby and 3 in jumbo, I believe. So the price is down quite a bit. But let's take a minute. I want to talk about one more thing I'm not happy about, and then we can talk, because there's actually quite a few things I'm excited about in looking at the checklist.
Yeah, okay.
But 129 rookie autographs are on that checklist.
That's crazy. And if you look at the list, even if you're an avid baseball fan, there's half the guys who you've probably never heard of.
Oh, I went through it. 73 players I've never heard of.
73 out of 129. Right. And so now in a regular hobby box, when you're getting one auto, the chances of you getting a player you even know, okay, so you're at less than 50% of getting a player you even know, much less a player who returns any sort of value or that you're interested in collecting.
Yeah, because the other 56 aren't necessarily really good players. They're just guys Jeff and I have heard of, and we are fairly avid baseball fans. We are scanning fantasy baseball ad drops. Like, I would say we probably know slightly more baseball player names than your average fan. I hope. I don't know. I don't want to sound conceited, but we do watch a lot of this.
Like, well, and especially rookies, right? Because you feel like those are guys that are just coming up. As from a fantasy baseball perspective, you're looking, should you add them? Should you not add them? So these are all players who debuted last year and got their rookie status. So they should have made some sort of impact.
They should have. They should have. All right. One other thing I want to say: there's the 88. There's the 88 design. There's some chrome here, and that checklist is pretty good. I was reading through that, but they do have Dylan Carlson on there, and I don't know what that card is for. I really don't.
Maybe it was. I think it's for us, circa 2021.
Yeah, seriously. All right, so here's one thing I really, really like. I love the MVP buybacks. That's really cool.
So they're doing the MVP buyback again, which now we don't know who it's going to be. So it's going to be interesting people are going to be maybe speculating on some of those players. Are Acuña's and Ohtani's going to go even higher because people think they're the presumptive MVPs and what sort of credit they can get back.
Oh, yeah.
And then they do have the buyback autos from last year.
Yes, those are really, that's the thing I want to talk about. Well, actually, first, I would say the base Ohtani and base Acuña cards are going to come out of the chute at about $15 a piece.
Yeah.
There'll be like some straight gambling on that. Right now, they're definitely the front runners. But if Ohtani gets traded and even traded to a National League team, holy hell, I don't even know. Yeah. Someone in the American League is going to steal an MVP. But I do love, so I was looking, those MVP, the auto buybacks are numbered at a 22. So those are going to be really, really tough to find, and they're going to look. Hopefully, they're going to look really cool. Sorry, I'm late now. Base Ohtani, yeah, serious. Oh, I think we're well past base Ohtani rookies selling for $15 a piece. But the MVP buyback autos numbered at a 22. I wanted to know what people thought. Are they numbered at a 22 because they were the 2022 MVP, or are they numbered at a 22 because they only got 22 centered copies turned in from the thousands of fans that went into hobby shops and turned those cards in?
That's a good question.
But I will tell you that going into 20,
I bet of those 22, only half of them are going to be centered. So I think there goes your theory.
You're probably right. But I will tell you that in 2024, if Acuña wins the MVP, and there are 23 Acuña buyback autos in next year's Topps Chrome product, God damn, I'm going to need one of those cards.
There's going to be 23 Ohtani autos and 23 Acuña autos.
Yeah.
Levi, yeah, that's what we were saying. His base Chromes are going to come out at $15.
For sure.
This year's, absolutely. I just wanted to get to a couple comments.
Yeah.
Nick, too many bogus hits. Yeah, I know. I mean, I took my kids to the card store and we each picked up a Series 2 blaster box, and the hit in there, of course, is the Father's Day relic. So it's like this
relic.
yeah, a made up relic. It's a thick card, and my kids are semi excited about it. But I mean, come on, yeah, hits is a different definition than most of us are used to.
For sure.
Well, there was something else I wanted. Oh, hey, Shelly, shout out former Brewer Chris Carter. What I like that, but where's that?
Why?
Yeah.
Um, hey, something else on the checklist that I actually really thought was cool are the Legends autographs. Because last year they tried it with like veterans autos, and the checklist was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like Luke Voigt does not. We don't want more Luke Voigt autos. So I was very happy to see that he's no longer auto or signing in this product. But the Legends checklist is pretty great.
It's great, but how many are there? They won't tell us.
No, there's nothing. I didn't say anything about parallels in the checklist, but I want to see what do those cards look like. I really want to know the design. Like, are they going to look like regular base cards, like the rookies with autos, or will they be some kind of weird? I don't know.
Feel like they're just going to be base cards. I mean, you saw that there's that one parallel where they have that, like the Jeter autograph, where they're kind of like a psychedelic look. It's
yes.
Like
yeah.
So I feel like the Legends is probably going to be just a regular base card, but in any case, it's going to be awesome. But I bet the print run is so low. I mean,
yeah,
probably like 5 Trout autos in the whole product.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to pull that, but I bet that would be a really cool card to pick up. Like, there's some really good names in there, like some good Hall of Famers.
For sure.
I did also notice no Mookie Betts autos yet, so we're still waiting on that.
Oh, Shelly was testing the baseball knowledge you were flexing. That's all. It's funny that you mentioned Chris Carter because Chris and I were just talking about the Brewers having a type. If any of you guys do the immaculate grid, the Brewers popped up on there in the last couple days, and I was saying the Brewers definitely have a type. They like a big guy who can't really run and hits a lot of home runs, and they've had at least 1 or 2 for the last 20 years. I mean, we're talking even recently. Yeah, well, Chris Carter, but Nelson Cruz, Rowdy Tellez,
Aguilar.
Vogelbach.
Yep. Oh, Vogelbach. Aguilar.
Jesus Aguilar. Yeah, they have a type that they like. Travis Shaw, even he had that good year with the Brewers. I saw somebody ask about our fandom. I'm a Brewer fan because right now I live in LA, but I'm from Milwaukee, so I grew up a diehard Brewer fan. All things Wisconsin, actually, but a big Brewer fan. And Chris has been a Braves fan for a long time.
Yeah, I like to think you could hear Jeff's Midwestern accent. It just, when you hear that accent, it just sort of puts you at ease. Like your dad has the best Midwestern accent. Your dad's like an extra in Fargo, and he could sit there and tell me the meanest things right to my face, and I would just be smiling and like happy to hear them. I don't think it would register as an insult. It doesn't even matter. But yeah, I feel like for the Brewers especially, like, you're in the Midwest, you're a big cheese community, and I feel like you need a big, slightly overweight, lumbering slugger for the fans to rally around as they eat cheese and drink beer. And Vogelbach really fit that bill.
Oh, he fit the bill, yeah. And they call him. I had a friend who would call them their rec league softball guys, and they'd have at least 2 or 3 on the roster every year. Nick, live in Tokyo, but a Blue Jays fan from Toronto. All right, well, your Blue Jays, they were my pick to go to the World Series. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen with that plan, but maybe Vlad after last night, maybe home run Vlad is coming back.
Right? It's hard to imagine a team that got no hit by the Detroit Tigers make it to the World Series, but who knows? The Braves lost 2 out of 3 to the Oakland Athletics, so I mean,
it's a long season.
That team making it to the World Series, so we'll see what happens. If you watch the home run derby, I just want to say, a quick RIP to that kid who took the Vlad Guerrero Jr. 109-mile-an-hour line drive off the dome.
I did have to research and saw that he was able to leave the field on his own, thankfully, because that didn't look good.
I mean, like, something flies off his head. I was watching this back and forth, like I'm looking at the Zapruder film, and I'm like, are these sunglasses or is this? Just
I think his hat.
Oh, that comes flying off.
I think he kind of got a little bit of a side, so he survived.
So the camera kind of follows the ball, and there's 2 or 3 kids behind him, and they're all like, "Oh." Like, Mom.
I know, and Alonso domed a kid last year. I wonder how much longer that they're going to allow these kids out there. It's
insane. Like, they hit these fly balls, and everyone's looking up, and then the next pitch is just getting
coming.
Thrown.
Yeah. But this guy that got hit yesterday was actually trying to make the catch. But I mean, it's a screaming line drive by a major league hitter, and
Yeah. Come on. I mean, yeah. These balls get by professional players, more or less, like 12-year-old kids who are all running into each other.
Hey, Jesse Galvez. Yeah, that's what they should do. They should put rec league softball guys out there
I
after
mean,
a few years. Then if they get hit, they won't even feel it.
listen,
Uh,
I'll tell you right now, I would pay actual money to see our friend Steven St. John out there shagging these fly balls. I would pay legit money to watch it. I think everyone would pay money to watch it.
Steve, if you're watching right now, oh man, yeah.
That would be absolute gambling. Like,
Kai's volunteering.
oh, well, yeah.
Our friend Kai.
Yeah, she'll make plays. I just see Steve would just get domed over. He'd be like those comedy videos, Scott something, where they put that dude like in goal, and he just keeps getting hit in the head with the penalty shots, and they use him as like a corpse in volleyball. That's what I'm picturing out there.
That's what it would probably be.
Yes.
Nick makes a good point about ditching the timer. They're looking brutal, swinging by the end of the first round. I don't know if anybody saw Luis Robert. He got hurt. He felt his calf tighten during the first round, and then by the second round, he's like, "Yeah, it's not great." So, yeah, I don't know, because they used to do it before where they had outs and it wasn't timed.
I like the timer.
Slow and got bogged down.
I love this new format. I think it's really intense. It makes it more exciting to watch.
I agree.
Guerrero took some pitches to catch his breath.
Yeah.
And you have to pace yourself. You got to use your timeout. And I think it's good that we can see a clock and we know how long this is going to go.
Yes, I think the clock is good, but maybe they could make it a little shorter for the early rounds. I think like J-Rod he hit those 41 bombs, but he was gassed by the end of that first round. So
listen, I don't know what can we expect from a 22-year-old professional athlete, Jeff? I mean,
hey, you got to get good pitches. That's the other thing that could be.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Alonso did him no favors yesterday, just like Acuña the year before. He was just throwing him like cutters on the outside corner. We're like, we're not trying to get you out. Stop.
Right. Yeah, that's a lot of pressure, though. I mean, that's a lot of pressure.
It is. To be fair, Jeff and I we had about a half an hour of, I'm going to say, mild athletic events at the eBay collectors camp, and then we got on a plane at like 6 a.m. the next day, and my legs hurt, Jeff. Like, they legitimately hurt.
And we weren't traveling to the next city to play another game that afternoon or evening. So
yeah. I'm sure I could handle another camp today. I might have needed a day off.
Yeah, and the end was very exciting. Rosarena, I thought for sure he was going to catch Vlad. I mean, he had the extra 30 seconds, the way he was hitting, and just didn't do it. So it was a good show overall. Yeah, there's tweaks they could make, but I don't know. It seems like there's no perfect way to do it. You hate to see guys get hurt.
You just want to see guys care, and like Guerrero and Rosarena cared. Like they wanted to win that thing. Like Vlad was running around. It's cool because he and his dad are the only father-son to ever win. That's great.
Yeah, I'm not sure if everybody saw the Topps Now card that they're making. They're going to make an autograph version of Vlad Sr. holding his award, Vlad Jr. holding his award, both signed. I think that'd be an awesome card to pick up.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. They'll probably number to 10 and they'll be gone in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet Jesse Galvez will get in there and buy all 10.
Well, we know he's got deep pockets. Yes. So is there anything else you want to talk about the checklist? I mean, the biggest thing to me that stood out was the 129 player checklist. Yep. It's just such an enormous gamble to take. Even if you would buy a case, for example, you're not guaranteed to get an auto of a player much less one worth anything.
Please don't buy a case. I will say, I was trying to look and see what do you think look at the checklist. What's the most desirable card? So non-auto, I would say, is definitely the Corbin Carroll SSP.
For sure.
But I was looking at the autos. There's some really cool stuff. Besides the Legends, they also have dual rookie autos.
Yes, the duals.
So there's a Michael Harris Vaughn Grissom auto that I would love to see.
Yeah.
And there's also, I think there's a Gunnar Henderson Adley Rutschman dual auto.
Yeah,
that one down the road could end up being really special.
Yeah.
I don't know what it made me go back. I know there's an Albies Acuña dual auto from 2018. So I went to go look if any are for sale on eBay. And there's two. There's actually two. I think they're numbered to 25, but there's two on eBay. But the price actually says like your kidney. In the
well, I mean, duels, even if the players are two great players, at least currently, they don't get the same demand as a singular auto typically.
You're right.
Unless you've got a retired or deceased player, like your Freeman Hank Aaron card.
Yes, I love that. Yes, there are Yoshida autos. He is on the auto list.
Yes. Hey, Lucky Peter, what's up?
What was I going to say? We talked about that dual auto that's in Stadium Club Chrome from 2022 that has Wander Franco and Bobby Witt Jr.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool too. But I mean, they both have to do well for that card to continue to be popular. If
exactly.
one of them falls off, then it's just detrimental to the other. So
Exactly.
it is kind of a thing. But I think it's more like when they're on the same team, then all your team fans, like all the Baltimore Oriole fans, should all the Adley Gunner card. Yes, Shelly the Turtle. Yes, it's in Topps Chrome. If you look on eBay, there's a BGS 9.5 and I think a PSA. They're both for around like $5,000. And I want to say they're numbered out at 25, but it's a horizontal card with one on top of the other. It's a really cool looking card. They're both on card, no stickers. They're pretty good. I think there's red parallels too, but I have not seen a red of that card pop up.
So most of the autos should be on card, right? I mean, that's one of the selling points.
Yeah,
of Topps Chrome, but it's just so many players who aren't going to make it worth it, even with the lower price box. That's tough.
Yeah, I mean, the odds of you, like, I feel like we should look at the pack odds and see what a gold refractor. Yeah, Yoshida. I mean, his stuff's going to be really expensive right now, but we're also talking about a guy who's older. So, I mean, I would say that's a guy, if you want that auto, if you're a Red Sox fan or you're just a fan of Yoshida in general, just wait it out.
Wait till the offseason for sure. For just about any of these guys. I mean, I don't know whose value. I mean, Carroll has been such a great player, but his value is probably going to be about the highest it's been right when it comes out. So,
yeah, Shelly the Turtle. I was talking about when we were talking about the SSPs that weren't. There's no Michael Harris. I really hoped. I like to come up with like dream checklists in my head. So I was thinking about the SSPs, and I'm like, all right, there's 5, and there's usually like, if I remember correctly, there's 2 legends. Like last year we had Jackie and Griffey, and 1 All-Star, which was Ohtani, and then 2 rookies, Wander and who was the other rookie in the
Torkelson, maybe? I can't
last
remember.
2022? No, who was that? No, Adele was the year before. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. We're not coming up with it now. So I was trying to think of like what we could imagine. I really wanted a Topps Chrome SSP of Bryce Harper right after he hit that home run to beat the Padres in the NLCS. Like I could just picture this horizontal shot. He's just launched this ball to left center field and he stands there for a minute. Like, I mean, why aren't we getting that card? That and then either the bomb he hit off Robbie Ray to just remove the soul from the Seattle Mariners, or the World Series winner he hit off the lefty on Philly, whose name temporarily escapes my brain.
Well, I don't know why we don't get more cards from big moments, from playoffs, from the pennant drive. I mean, those specific moments are so memorable, and that's what should be in the SPs and SSPs.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I feel like I've seen these World Baseball Classic insert cards just sort of thrown into Top Series 2, and I think there's some in Finest. Yeah, and I just they're not really giving those the WBC moments like this sort of the gravitas that they deserve. Alvarado, thank you, Shelly the Turtle. My brain was saying avocado, and I'm like, that's not right. I'm not saying it out. I know that's not right. But yeah, I mean, what a moment. Like he hits for both those home runs, the one off Robbie Ray and Alvarado. Like he just annihilated those balls and then stood there like the beast that he is. Like put that on an SSP for crying out
loud.
Yeah.
Agreed. God is great. Thank you for joining us from Japan. Good to see you.
By the way, Shelly the Turtle, if you watched the pregame of the All-Star game, I was telling Jeff I really appreciated the fact that Jordan was like the last player they used in the airport montage that they did. It was really fun. Guys checking in, but the last moment was Jordan picking the World Series trophy up off the baggage carousel. I thought that was great because yeah, it's really stinks that he's hurt, but he was there. He was part of the introductions. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, some of the tops now were great. Like the final out where Ohtani's pitching to Trout. That's a great picture. That's a great tops now picture. That should be an SSP. Throw it in.
Absolutely.
It's funny the photos that they'll reuse over and over again.
Yeah.
Like, think about all the Spencer Strider cards. Think about the photos they'll reuse, and then the ones they won't reuse, even when they could put it in one of their premier products.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've seen it at Finest the Trout saluting, and they just made it like a Topps Finest insert. So it's like such a bummer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool, but I don't know. Topps Finest sometimes Topps Finest stuff looks great, but it is a second tier Topps product. But
yeah, some of those, I agreed. I mean, throw some postseason moments in, those big moments talking about, and throw the other. Oh, Cruz was the other. Yeah.
Yeah, the close up of his face.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ben.
Whew, yeah, throw some of those WBC moments and throw some of those big moments that everybody can identify immediately when you see the card.
Oh, yeah.
I think that would be a huge factor. And I don't know. I wonder if, as Fanatics is starting to take over and they talk about how they have collectors involved in the brain trust of this, that they're going to start incorporating some of those ideas, because that would be a huge hit with collectors.
Yeah, especially like for update. I know sometimes like they put some easy SSPs in update. Give us some like ultra SSPs. Like give us 10 World Baseball Classic moments, ultra SSPs. People would go nuts. I want to say filling out the dugout when Trey Turner hit that home run.
Yeah.
You know, all kinds of awesome, like, Ohtani striking out Trout, and that sucks for Trout, but yes, Ellie Cruz coming across home plate. Absolutely. Yeah. That's got to be his goal if they still do those goddamn golden mirror SSPs.
I mean, I hate that it was against the Brewers, and it was such a poorly played entire at bat, but yes, it was an awesome.
I mean, it has to be. Like, the defense, some poor defense has to factor in for someone to be able to do that.
I mean, your third baseman's playing at shortstop and your pitcher's not paying attention. Of course he's going to be able to steal, but still, he did it.
He did it. Yeah, I mean, it stinks that it's your team.
Yeah.
You got to tip your cap to the player, because it happens a lot, but if it's like JD Martinez at second base, he's not going around the base.
Right, exactly. It's got to be somebody who is fast and willing to do it. Yeah.
I should have said like someone like Matt Olson. I should make fun of my own team. I mean, Matt Olson's not stealing home. I don't care if the pitcher has a stroke on the mound. Matt Olson's not stealing home. He's comfortably resting on third base with both feet on the edge of the bag. So, Ben, if you're in here, if anyone else, I'm just curious if anyone else in this chat has looked at the checklist for Topps Chrome. And I'd love to know if there's one dream card you have to pull, I'd be curious what it is. And don't just say like a red rookie auto. Like, obviously that would be fantastic. But if there's something else in like one of the inserts or in one of the autograph subsets,
I think there's going to be a lot of people pumped to get that. Do you remember the name? What is the name of that that insert that they have Jeter on, where it's kind of like that blue background, whatever that insert is?
Like psychedelic, something like that.
Psychedelic, something like that. Yeah, I feel like that checklist is great, and that would be a huge card for anybody to pull.
Sounds like something my dad would call hippie crap.
Yeah, hippie crap.
But yeah, I think it's psychedelic something. Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, I mean, thank you, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, for Finest, you mean? Is he talking about the Finest when it came out in Finest?
Sure. That's probably maybe that's the flagship insert cards. I think there are some WBC inserts in flagship too. In series,
but they're limited, huh?
Yeah,
that's surprising. Yeah,
it is kind of surprising.
Otherwise, if anybody else is planning on opening too, I'd be interested to hear if anybody's planning on opening this, because we'd love to hear how you feel before and after, and if there's any great hits. So maybe if anybody's opening, maybe we'll see it on here.
And I think I'd rather hear the world's finest. Okay, that's what they are. Oh, so that's a really cool. I didn't realize the Volpe dual auto was with Jeter. Okay, so if you're a Yankee fan, that's like a near must-have card.
Yeah, Caleb, that's
badass card. That's a fantastic. All right, so credit to Topps right there. That's a great combination and a really good idea.
Ben says, I collect every Braves rookie auto and every image variation from each year, but they're definitely meh this year. Nothing I'm super stoked about.
Yeah, there is. I did see Jared Schuster made the rookie auto list, but it seems like anyone who even touched a jersey in a clubhouse probably has a rookie.
129. Yeah. How do they even find that many people that can qualify for the rookie card shield?
Yeah, I mean, how many employees does it take to get all these cards out there? I mean, good Lord.
Get them all out there and signed? Yeah. The travel budget for Topps employees must be crazy to get to all these people and have them signed.
It's got to be outrageous. But yeah.
Caleb said, not sure if that's actually a thing. Just a dream card I would like to have. The Jeter
fullback. Here I was giving all this credit to Topps, and it was Caleb's just wonderful idea.
Well, Caleb, I think you need to be the kind of player or a person that's working for Topps, because those are the kind of ideas they need that gets fans excited, people wanting to rip.
Yeah, because instead, Topps is probably going to give you a Volpe auto with like Oswaldo Peraza.
Yeah.
And you know what? I mean, what's the point of that?
Or like Matt Carpenter.
Oh my God!
From his brief stay.
I'm honestly surprised. Like we aren't getting Matt Carpenter autos. Like, but we should be happy. Let's not. I don't want to sound too negative. I am looking forward to seeing what these legend autos look like.
Yes.
But yeah,
but
do they?
How many are you going to see? How many are you going to see?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing them. Maybe in a Heritage high number, they'll do, because sometimes that would be the set where they would pair a rookie with a vet with like a
True.
Hall of Famer.
True.
Fingers
Maybe
crossed.
that's the Jeter Volpe. Maybe you're giving them an idea for that set.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna get a Jeter Volpe. That's where it would be. It would be in the Heritage. And that would be a really cool card.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could do like a Michael Harris with Andrew Jones. I was gonna say like a Gunnar Henderson with Ripken. I can't think of who the Oriole catcher would be, but maybe like Adley with Lance Parrish. Not huge, but
Rick. How about a Rick Dempsey?
Yes, Ben. Thank you, Ben. I wrote down Legend Auto. I want to see that Greg Maddux card. God help us. If he's in a Padre or Dodger uniform, I'm going to be so mad.
So it looks like the National League took the lead. Chris and I are watching the All-Star game, but it's now 3-2 in the bottom of the 8th.
Wow.
Elias Diaz came in and hit a 2-run home run.
Wow. Off of whom?
Not in Colorado, believe it or not.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing it. Not gonna lie.
Let's see. And Castellanos was on base.
Oh. Yeah, Shelly the Turtle. There you go. Adley and Matt Wieters.
Looks like Bautista. Felix Bautista gave up the 2 runs.
Okay, so he's on the So thank you, Ben. He's on the Braves checklist. Here we go.
Oh, pinch hit. Thanks, M. Parsons.
Wow.
How about that? Right. Well, there goes your if they win the game, there's your MVP right there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I really want. I need to see what those legends look. Now I forgot. I wrote down talking about Maddux, but yeah, I want to see what that image is.
The legends are going to be great, but we're just not going to see them.
All right, so in my dream world, the Greg Maddux Legends Topps Chrome Auto is a still from the Chicks Dig the Long Ball commercial. That's what I really want to see.
Well, that's not going to happen. But
why not? I mean, why couldn't it happen?
Because Topps isn't going to do that. They're not going to think of that. Man, plus, they probably don't own the rights for that or something, the photo, or who knows what it is. But you can probably buy that for less. That auto when it shows up for less than a box would cost.
Yeah, maybe Topps Chrome.
Lucky Peter, you've got good eyes. Yes, I've got my Chrome tennis here. And for those of you who didn't join last week, I'm not sure if you've seen the new Fanatics branded packaging, but on all these, you have a satisfaction guaranteed.
Yeah, get closer, Jeff. Get closer. Yes, Tom Glavine shirtless in the sauna. Give me that in a dual card auto. I want a horizontal picture of Glavine and Maddux, both shirtless, wearing a towel, legs crossed. I want to say Glavine's like drinking tea or Maddux is drinking tea. Yeah, both of them sign it. Give me
you guys are in charge. There's going to be some exciting stuff. Yeah, Lucky Peter, I didn't open the tennis. I had to buy it because it's Sapphire, and even though it's a 2021 product in 2023, I just felt the need to buy it. But
you don't have, Jeff. You don't have to explain your need to buy things.
The checklist is terrible, but I didn't open it, so it's just kind of sitting here as part of a decor, along with my recently brought back from home chorizo bobblehead.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Part of the world famous sausage race in Milwaukee.
What was the name of the player that hit one of the sausage races?
Oh, it was Randall Simon.
That's
Pirates. He just took his bat and kneecapped the sausage when he was going by. Yeah.
All right, here's a quick minor league baseball fun story for everybody. I used to work for the Brooklyn Cyclones, which are a Whit Merrifield went 0 for 1. No shit.
Oh, surprising.
Yeah. Hopefully, you know what? I'm not going to accuse Whit Merrifield of any more crimes. I used to work for the minor league baseball team for the Mets called the Brooklyn Cyclones, and we had a hot dog race, just like the Brewers sausage race, but ours after condiments. So we had like relish, ketchup, mustard, and something else, sauerkraut, I think, were our 4 guys.
Oh, yeah.
Our running joke was that relish would never win. And the team did, our media guys did a really fun job of like coming up with some videos. Like we had one video where Relish like slept through the race. So we had like on the scoreboard, he was asleep while the race was going. Like they did some funny things. But we decided for one game, Relish was going to win. This was going to be a huge deal. It had been like 6 years, and Relish had never won. So it was set up. We're the Mets minor league team. We're playing the Yankees minor league team. It was going to be a sold-out Saturday night game. Relish was going to win, and we were like, the crowd's going to go nuts. We're going to do a huge thing on the scoreboard. This is going to be great. It was all thought out and all planned. But one guy was aggressively against Relish ever winning, and his name was Party Marty. And it's the guy that ran all the on-field promotions. And he was always like standing up in the room and saying, Relish cannot win. And he was a big guy and was like very angry. So everyone decided, like, it was the decision was made to not tell Party Marty that Relish was going to win.
All right.
Because we thought he would wreck it. And I should also add that in the mascots that are running are interns, most of whom are like between 17 and 19 years old. So here we go. So this is the race. Again, packed house Saturday. The crowd's going nuts. The mascots are coming around the warning track into the home stretch. Relish takes a lead. And you could hear the crowd begin to swell. People are like, oh my God, is this the time? And two of the other mascots even like fell. So it's just a 2 mascot race, and Relish is pulling away. Our guy, Party Marty, has the microphone. He's like, Relish is out in front. Is this going to happen? Is Relish? And you can see in his face, he's like, Relish can't win. He's dropped the microphone, ran, and tackled Relish.
How did he get there?
Well, he was right there. He's at the finish line. He hit Relish at full speed, like put his shoulder right into Relish's chest. Someone I work with has this on video. I'll try to find it, but I'm pretty sure it was used in a class action lawsuit. So Relish, and then he runs again. Relish is now laying motionless on the ground, and he's like, Relish disqualified, and spikes the microphone like Rob Gronkowski spiking a football, and storms off the field.
Why was he disqualified?
Yeah, I mean, listen,
I'm getting his ass beat by Party Marty.
And it turned out the person in Relish for that particular game was an 18-year-old female intern that we had. She went to the hospital. She was in the hospital for like 2 days. She couldn't turn her head for like a week and a half. She had a concussion. But yeah, the noise in the stadium was a crescendo of Relish, Relish, and then absolute silence for like 2 minutes while we like lifted Relish's limp corpse and carried her off the field.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, it's
that's
just
terrible, man. What a party foul by Marty.
To this day, this is something, and people I used to work with, if I ever see them, we have a couple of beers, we start talking about the Relish incident, and it's just fantastic. I think it's on YouTube. I'm pretty sure you can find footage of it, but he lays Relish out. It's pretty fantastic.
Oh, that's a terrible, terrible story.
It's a fantastic story. She's fine now. She can turn her head like most of the way. She's all right.
All right, we're gonna have to find her. We're gonna have to track her down and have her as a guest on Blabbin, so we can get her point of view of seeing this Party Marty bearing down on her just as she thinks she's gonna cross the finish line first, finally win it for Relish.
It's a funny turn of phrase you use, because I think her point of view is probably about like this big.
Oh, I'm sure.
Mesh window she has. She probably saw the finish line and is like, here we go, and then woke up in the hospital room like a day and a half later.
Well, we got to find out. We have to track her down and find out.
For sure. Yeah. Anyway, a bit of a tangent I went off on there. I apologize that.
Yes, Nick B, that would be a great special guest. Yeah, well, it's now reaching the late hours out on the East Coast, and we're past an hour, so we should wrap up. But thank you, everybody, for joining us and talking Topps Chrome. We've still got 2 weeks, so we can have another session next week to either be excited about the possible cards we're going to get or we're going to see, or bemoan the fact that there's no chance of getting those cards.
Yeah. We'll get some more images, some more previews. The Relish Topps Chrome SSB. Fantastic.
Yep, absolutely.
Amazing.
Put in a Cyclones card. Thanks everybody for joining. Any final words you want to share after that story?
Hopefully next week we have a card coming in of a guy you and I really like.
Yes, we've got a really nice card coming in. So please join us next week. Thanks, Nick, for joining. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Please give us a like and a subscribe. Leave some comments. Also, find us. Like I said, find us on Instagram, especially if you want to see Chris and I doing our best on the baseball field. My favorite cardboard and baseball card addict on IG.
Yeah.
And stay tuned here, and we'll see you guys again next week.
Cool. Yeah, we got a great video of Jeff giving me a much-needed sports massage, which I think you'll all.
At the end of the day, I had to dig that elbow deep into Chris's back. A lot of throws.
Still kind of tight, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. All right. Well, check it out. Enjoy the rest of your trip. I believe Chris is going to the Braves game this weekend.
I'll be at the Braves game on Friday with my dad, yeah.
Awesome. So if any of you are going to the Braves game, find Chris, hit him up, go grab a beer at the stadium, and we'll see you when you get back to town.
All right. Sounds good. Have a good night, everybody.
All right. Thanks, everybody.